So as we welcome you back to the Aruba Stadium, the sun is going down. It paints a nice cool picture here and ideal conditions for Aruba against Martinique. That's our next game coming up here. And remember, it's all made possible with the kind compliments of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, the Caribbean Football Union, under whose auspices this tournament is being run, the Under-14 Challenge Series, and Flo, our media partner, who has been beaming on signals all around the globe. And of course, we're partnered by FIFA with their Women's Development Program, helping with the development of the officials.
It's not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do.
Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour.
I'd leave the voix.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Looking to put your brand front and center on the biggest screen in the house? That's where Flow comes in. With dozens of networks and thousands of shows, we can precisely pinpoint your customers based on interest and lifestyle all day, every day. From entertainment, sports, news, and foodies, we have them hooked. Contact one of our sales teams today. Flow, giving you a smarter and affordable way to advertise locally and regionally.
So, as we get ready here for the battle of third place teams, and this is what it looks like in Tier 1 Group A. Again, the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico already safely through to the semis. Martinique finished third with 3 points, just a 1 win and 2 losses. And so they finished third in Group A. And in Group B, Jamaica and Bermuda are through to the semis. But Aruba finished third with 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. For their 4 points, Trinidad and Tobago, you just saw there, the High Performance Center, or rather the Trinidad and Tobago team rather, finished in 4th place and picked up a win a short while ago. These are the starting lineups. Tyann Isabel Raphael in goal for Aruba, Dariella Lurden, Aliyah Harris, Ariana Verda Linde, Vani Jayla Lear, Leandra Angela, Anastasia DePalm, Kaylee Flitt, Yenkel Van Katz, Mia Cynthia Jansen, and Ziara Camira De Silva. For Martinique, Kayla Omis in goal, Sephora Helen Niguya is their captain, Nathaniel Dillon, Fleur Faru, Kathleen Mariello, Moheli Raffin, Taylise Talian, Jade Arno, Tessa Gabriel Regis, Guliana Mate Umis, and Seloi Mafula. That's their starting lineup. So again, it's third against third from Tier 1, Arima against Martinique. So I suppose a lot at stake for these two teams, because they obviously would think that they didn't have enough wins, so they need to do something here in this one. So as we get ready for the national anthems for both teams, as we also get ready for the arrival of the teams onto the playing surface.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Aruba to be followed by the national anthem of Martinique.
There you have it, the national anthems of the two competing teams here. Of course, Aruba up against Martinique in this encounter. The two third-place teams from the respective groups as they try to finish off their campaign on a high. We've already seen the Trinidad and Tobago team secure a victory over the High Performance Center, and now it's a similar scenario for these two. They're trying to finish up on a high as they look to try to end their campaign in the most positive of fashions with a victory. So best of luck to both of those teams. And these are the officials for today's game. Kenisha Prescott. The first assistant is Janiqua Matthews. Second assistant is Kishona Robinson. The fourth official is Natalia Williams. Alex Francis is the match commissioner. Donald Carter is the delegate, and the referee's assessor is Darius Dundas. So the two captains exchanging gifts and national symbols. And now it's getting their final bit of instructions from the referee before they get on with the business at hand. And so I think they won the ball, that is. So Martinique, they won the toss, but they've decided, look, we better give us the ball first and let us deal with whatever comes. So there we go. We're moments away now from the start of this encounter. This is the battle for third place. And of course, come Friday, we have a day off tomorrow, and then come Friday, we'll be back at it again as we have the semi-finals taking place. And remember, Sunday is the big day of finals. And I think on Friday we have games here and up at the Larry Gomes Stadium there as well. And the difference, of course, is the Tier 2. Remember, there were 3 groups. So the 3 group winners plus the best second place team in from the 3 groups will make it the 4th team in the semi-finals, and that will be taking place up at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Here, of course, will be the teams that we saw earlier who won Tier 1 groups A and B, first and second in those groups. So we should be in for 2 interesting games, 2 exciting games, and also here, that is, and then at Larry Gomes another 2 interesting semi-final clashes there as well. So here we go now for the start. Martinique in the red and Aruba in the yellow, and immediately Aruba trying to pierce this defense, this Martinique defense. And immediately this one runs straight through to the goalkeeper as Aruba trying to probably get an early goal to settle nerves. Earlier we saw Trinidad and Tobago score in the first minute, and a little mix-up over on that far side there, and neither one backing off so the other could actually play the ball to them. Aruba, though, still looking around, and here's a shot coming from almost out of nothing, and bounces comfortably into the arms of Omis. She's knocking it around, but her teammates are very sort of casual in getting to the ball. Thrown down quickly, though, as they try to move it. No. And this is a tough ask because it was just played forward, and no possibility at all of Mafula getting at the end of that one. So a nice cool evening after a bit of a hot steamy day. So I think the players will relish this a little bit more as they try to come to terms with the conditions here. Throw taken in quickly but easily handled. And they're going to again try to keep possession. Varu again down at the right hand side she goes, and just allowing it to scamper away. Talian. And they're really trying to feature her as much as possible early. Here she's again picking it up, puts it inside, little jute, and they have possession. And here's the shot. It might have hit her somewhere in the face, I would imagine, but they play on, and it's gonna stay there with Dolan. And ball just bouncing around there. They still haven't been able to really get the handle on it. but it's still just bouncing around. In and around Martinique now. Again, that's a very good tackle to just not just take the ball, but she took it away and we're almost ready to start a quick counter attack. If only they could get it to the extremities. Here's Varu again, looking up for some movement, and it's just a little too strong and a little behind Tilian. Here she goes again, Talion, but the ball just not cooperating with her. And she might still get a chance at it, though. And here is again Antalion trying to use her body there, just sort of body checked her teammate. And I think she was lucky there because it's almost as if she threw an elbow and just body checked her as she was going for the loose ball. You see some of the supporters from Aruba there, decked off in their black strips. And that has been a feature of this tournament. A lot of parents and I suppose relatives coming to support their offspring, which is always good to see. And again now, still battling for it, trying to get into position and not able to keep it out. It's also very difficult to take up the Aruba numbers, so they're very faint. It's on a yellow jersey with a very narrow white strip where the numbering is white, and you could barely make it out as they keep jockeying here. Hoping that they could finally get something going. Here's a ball in, but it's very straight, and that too goes harmlessly into touch, but the kick is taken quickly by Martinique, Marcelo. She and Varu trying to hook up down this right hand side. Lovely little ball played inside, but here they come again now. Opportunity to run, and she's looking for somebody on that far side, but that ball is never going to get there. It has too much distance to go, and the keeper a little bit late in coming out, but very calmly Rafael comes and claims it. And they will try again. Picking it up here now, Kat, as she tries to get her team started, but they're having difficulty doing so. There's a tackle, and maybe she'll play it further wide. There is support out on that far side. And here they come again. Opportunity to get the cross in. She waits, and then what a tackle that is. That's a very good tackle. Coming back and winning it, and winning the tackle in some style over on that far side, and doing it very well, Dollin. And what a tackle that is. That's a first class tackle there, and I think the opponent is feeling the effects of that tackle, and Dollin, I don't think she's showing concern, which is very good sportsmanship, but she's in no way at fault because a good clean tackle on her part. And we could just see player just trying to pick herself up there. That's Vlit certainly keen to get back in play. So I think they're finally ready to resume. And here we go again. Like, nice ball played inside again. They're trying to get it to Katz, but it doesn't get very far. De Palm also involved. And the ball is kept in. A good football. Nice turn. Just a little bit tight, but she gets it over here to Waru. Waru looks up, sees that she has Anu inside of her, but Anu does very well with the tackle. That's good football again, and down the right side go Talian, and but she cannot keep it in. It's just get the thinnest of deflections, and that takes it over the line for the throw-in. Talian again, turning, twisting, doing very well, but the cross doesn't get there. And they're able to breathe a little sigh of relief there, because things look very promising for a moment there as the Sylvan company were stretched out. Just a little bit early control. Here's a ball trying to trade across, and eventually they get it out here now quickly to Katz, but she loses Taylor and turns nicely, still going. And but good tackle, and it's one back in the middle. Mafula comes inside now. Katz again, but she still can't get away from Waru, who is nibbling at her feet. And De Palma trying to knife, or rather Vit trying to knife her way through there. Angela also involved. And here's a mistake. This could be a chance for Talian. She scores! Brilliantly done in the 11th minute of play. Martinique. A gift, really. The defender missed it, and she couldn't miss from there. Talian. Put away beautifully. So Talian makes it 1-0 to Martinique now after 11 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Martinique, scored by number 6, Agnes Talia, in minute number 10.
So a good start for Martinique now. Can they really tighten the screws here, or will that inspire Aruba to get cracking? Away they come again, trying to get the ball upfield. And look at Taylor, and they just scored, but full of running. And again, keeping the pressure on. So Varu trying to keep the pressure on. And also trying her best to keep that way. Regis, Gabriel Regis trying to turn and twist in midfield, but not having much luck. Varu now, coach of course very concerned, don't want to concede early, and because you never know how things might progress after that. And that's a good work again. Varu plays it back inside. Talian again, trying to get on the outside where she could crank up that right foot of hers. But this time it's crowded out. Combination there of the Silva and Lear. Ball thrown in once again. There is Gabriel Regis. And coming under serious pressure there immediately is Hamas. Hamas rather applying, or Marcelo I should say, applying early pressure, just keeping it, keeping the backs turned. De Silva not able to turn, and neither can Katz. This one played inside there again, and Angela just getting enough of it. That's left again. Talion could go, and she's on her way again. Just misses the pass. That needed us a little more power and better direction, and it could so easily have ended up on the extremities there, where again the pass is just a little too strong, and they're just missing their targets at the moment. And despite seeing quite a bit of the ball, that's a good turn from the palm, but the return ball is not a good one. Never really had a chance of getting to Katz. So 1 goal already. Martinique, the team in front. Aruba, though, trying hard. Katz trying her best to get that one, but it wouldn't come down for her, and she tries and tries and tries again. So 1 goal separating these two teams, and the referee's assistant had a flag up for the foul throw. They could have called that maybe 3 or 4 times already, because almost every time that the back leg is off the ground, sometimes both legs are off the ground. And played upfield, but just a little too strong by Anu, too straight. No one could really get to that. Again, the ball changes hands quickly, but they're able to get it back. Aruba really forcing the pace now, trying desperately to get into the swing of things here. They're already trailing in this one, and they want desperately to get that goal back and get back on level terms. Good skill. And getting it inside the palm, but again coming under pressure, doing very well, still rolling. Gets it back inside there. There is Angeli, and Angela plays it in, but it's very easily intercepted. She may get it back though. Here's an opportunity, but again a tackle from behind, and that's going to be a free kick. Once again, the Arno was just a little behind, and just as she was about to unleash, the tackle came and just kind of wiped her away there. She's, of course, in some discomfort. And is going to get treatment on the pitch. So just the 1 goal in this game so far, and that fell to Martinique, thanks to Talion. And in the 11th minute of play. So it looks as if Lear is going to be okay. She's going to come off. And so it looks like they're going to continue here with a free kick to Aruba. And this is from a good range. Angela is going to try her luck from distance, and it bounces in front of the keeper, but she had it covered and corralled it beautifully. Kelia Omis. And good pressure from Aruba now, closing down space. They're really chasing the game at the moment. Trying their best to see if they could get a early equalizer here, maybe before the half. Varu, anxious to get off the throw, wouldn't get it there. There's the silver now for Aruba. And that too is a foul throw, but the referee's assistant had a flag up, And I think it's another foul throw. And I think De Silva has to be careful. That's the second one that she has thrown that has been called back as being a foul throw. And good control again by De Palm. But she goes down yet again. So another opportunity to try from distance here now. And on this occasion, it looks like Lidam is going to try her luck. She takes a little run up, has a crack, but again, it's a similar result. The ball dying before getting to the goalkeeper, and then all of the sting is taken out of it, and she has an easy save to make. Dolan. Back infield, they come with it, but again, it's just a little bit too casual in the middle of the park, but they're able to get away with it, Arno. And here is Delian again as she's on her way, but just impeded ever so slightly, still going. Plays a nice little ball over, and a chance here. Here is the shot, but that is too tame an effort to pass Raphael. She just calmly accepts it. And kicks it out nicely again. Good control. And plays a beautiful ball down that left-hand side. There goes Katz again. But Varun is back there battling her all the way. And again, Angela can't control it. It's picked up in the middle by Lear. Lear plays it away, but Tilian gets it back. Can she get something going? She looks up now, sees her teammate scampering forward. But again, it was charged down quickly to deny them their chance. Gabriel Regis was trying to get into that inside right position. I know, much too close, but it falls again. It falls to Gabriel Regis. Does well. Talian, does she get the shot off? No, she puts it back inside, and here's the ball chipped away. But again, not big enough. Gabriel Regis trying to get it through quickly. Now, it's a foot race, but good defending. Just wanted a touch. And again, getting everything behind the ball quickly there. There's Marcelo. And Faru, who's been having seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Fighting hard. She's given away a couple inches, but she's certainly making up for that in terms of her aggression and her speed. Her fleet. She's very fleet of foot. Ball thrown in quickly, and again it's another foul throw. And again, the referee's assistant is going for the foul throw. So this is about the third time in a row now that they've not been able to make a proper throw. Regis rules it, but again, that's straight at the opponent. She needs to really pick the pass properly. You can see the intention. Trying hard to try to win it back there, and to no avail there, but plenty contact from Talian. She's a very physical young girl, like I said. It just appears as if early in the game she body checked one of her opponents, almost as if she threw an elbow into the chest of her opponent, but the referee didn't spot it, neither did the assistant. So play continued. And I think she's lost her boot there, Varu, just to tell you just how much she's been in through the wars. She's been here, there, and everywhere. So 23 minutes gone so far. Just the one goal in it. Martinique, though, trying their best to hold on to that lead. And Aruba trying to get back on an even keel. That's a good battle to spinning right around there in the middle of the park. Mafula. And she's going for the return ball, but Talian is there as well. She's trying to get the ball across, and it takes a deflection. It's going to be a corner kick. So Talian seeing quite a bit of the ball as well down the right-hand side. They haven't really had much by way of attacks down the left, but they've mostly concentrated, and whenever they try to swing the ball over on the left-hand side, maybe to get Guliana Omis involved, it's not reaching her very often. Well, with the left foot now, there is Gabriel Regis with the cross. That's a great ball in, and yellow shirt is there first, but here's Omis, just as I was calling her name. Now she gets a chance to get it back inside, and again, once you're looking for that foot, they're going to crowd it out, and this one played in, and going to go comfortably back to goalkeeper Raphael. Her kick is going to bounce once and into touch for an easy turnover to Martinique. Again, Martinique with a good footballing pedigree over the years, especially on the men's side. They've been a real powerhouse in Caribbean football. Remember the days of the Shell Caribbean Cup, where Martinique has shown tremendous pedigree, and I've always given all of the English-speaking Caribbean countries a tough time, and even their clubs have been pretty good, just as Suriname. When you consider over the years, they've all been very good clubs. Probably dipped a little bit, but I'm sure they will be back. And based on the evidence that we saw earlier in the CFU tournament and now in the Caribbean Cup Series, that's Talian with a good tackle. Can she get the cross in? She gets some time now. Pick her head up, get the cross. That's a great ball at the back post, and she can't miss from there. Omis, I was just mentioning that she's been out of the game and all the crosses have not been able to get to her, but in the 26th minute, she's made it 2-0 with the simplest of tap-ins. All she had to do was control it and put it home. Guliana Omis makes it 2-0. And look at the cross again from Talian. The goalkeeper should have had it, and it just sort of skidded away from her.
Scored by number 11, Ilana Umes, in minute 26.
So 2-0 now, and Martinique are on their way to registering a big win. This will be a great way. I suppose the plane ride home will be sweeter if you could get a victory in your final game. And there'll be plenty for them to chat about and to celebrate, especially the goal scorers. We have Hilaire again is down, and she's back on her feet now, but she's been down earlier, and yet again she's hobbling about, but hopefully she'll be okay before too long. So 27 and a half minutes gone. Martinique, they really dominated to a large extent. Aruba did have their moments, but they haven't really had much going towards goal. The few long range shots that they hit at the goalkeeper, she pretty much handled those without much bother. And here we go again, and look at the same two doing battle out there. Varu Very, very sturdy. And we have another Aruba player who goes down and stays down. Cats. But that's a great turn by Angela. But her attempted cross is intercepted, picked up quickly by Mafiola. And now it's played across there by Arno. And there's the goal scorer, Omis, going for a little run, puts it on her right foot and plays a nice ball inside. They still have control as they work it around, and Arno goes to the return ball. She plays a lovely ball in for Tian, and just not able to. She needed a toe poke there, just a touch. But if you notice, she that right leg is heavily bandaged, so she obviously probably didn't want to take the risk of throwing her leg at it and maybe suffering even more damage. Or less. Omis again plays this one inside, and that's played out nicely there by Gabriel Regis. They have possession, keeping possession, I should say. Dolan comes up for it. Now it's played for her. Can she get there? Yes, she can. Keeps it in and sends a cross in that takes a deflection, and it's batted away. So all is doing very well, Omis, and also Dolan getting involved down that left-hand side.
Ladies and gentlemen, double substitution for Aruba. Entering the game, number 11, Ivana Mascara, number 16, Aislinn Timmer. Leaving the game, number 6, Katie Lair, and number 15, Sarah Gomez-Missiles.
So 2 changes quickly for Aruba. Tumalad is on for the silver, and also making her way onto the field is the number 11 Mascara. As they really look for answers here, Aruba. But they haven't really been able to do much by way of approach work, build up in midfield. It's been coming from the defense, and it's invariably a long ball out of the back. And the speed of the Martinican defenders makes it very difficult for them. As here's another one that goes safely into the arms of the goalkeeper, and it's played down. That's a tough ball. That's really too easy. Just gave it away. And again, Talian trying her best to get at the end of that one, and she's playing a great ball down the right hand side. Anu does well. She gets it past the first wall of defenders and fakes a cross, and but then never gets a chance to put in the cross. For a moment there, she looked like she had enough kicking room to probably get the cross in. And we have another player that stays down. So they just made 2 changes, and it looks like Katz is down and she stayed down. She has tumbled a couple times, and now this one looks a little more serious. And it's probably just she just had the wind knocked out of her. But like I said, these girls have been training hard, and they've been playing a lot of matches in tough conditions, been hot. And they've had games at 10 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, the midday sun, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, hot sun. So it's been a big ask for them. And I think now you're starting to see that their bodies are feeling the effects of that kind of demand on their muscles. So their fitness is being tested here, as well as their mental capacity. Control, but not too far. Marcelo plays a nice little ball inside, but again easily handled at the back by Hamas. trying to get it out there to Omis, but it's saying Gilbert plays and just a nice little turn, but she can't keep it. And maybe Aruba might just get it away, but again, Dolin is out there very, very busy as usual. And is she onside? Yes, she stayed onside. The defense has played her on. And she does get the cross in. And Talian with a shot blocked. And another chance. That's a great turn. And the shot on the turn. Talian might get a bite at it. And it's taken away. But she also wipes out the defender who was trying to get the ball out. But what a lovely turn that was from Mafula. And now it seems like another player has gone down and stayed down as we enter the last minute of regulation time in this, the first half of this game. It's been a real struggle. For Aruba, they've had quite a number of players go down and stay down. Such is the demand on them physically, and then of course the bigger and stronger Martinicans really putting the pressure on them physically, wearing them down. So it's not been an easy ask for them. So we have 2 minutes of added on time here now. So the referee will play on for another 2 minutes. I'm sure Aruba would love to get into the dressing room, see if they can't organize themselves a little bit better. It really hasn't been that easy for them, and that too could have been considered a fall through, but Johnson will win the free kick for Aruba. So it's going to be hit upfield by Leadham. And she gets it up there, but again, look who is first to it back there. Marcelo controlling everything. And Talian again being very physical with her opponents. She's not afraid to mix it up. And just coming back and helping out now. It's been a tough afternoon for Aruba. I'm sure they will welcome the halftime whistle. They're down, but not out. They're down by 2. And as they say in a game of football, sometimes all it takes is one error and you're back in business. What they cannot afford to do is make that error on their defensive end, and just to try to keep things honest. So another bit of tidying up there. Van der Lind coming across and helping out. And that is, so we're into the final minute or the final seconds of this first half. We're not at on time first to begin. And so the whistle could come any moment now from referee Kenesha Prescott. Early ball in, but Marcelo again is there controlling things in the middle of the block. Mafula plays it across, picked up there again by Gabriel Regis, and they still have possession. Gabriel Regis again plays it in. Talian trying to pin her player down, but able to do it, and that's a tough tackle there, tackling around a wall of players, and that was always going to be called for an infringement. Arno coming over and just wanted to probably just stop the play and succeeded in doing so. So I don't think we have much more time left. It's going to be played upfield by Leadham. Actually, this one is played away. There is the whistle to indicate the end of the first half. And at the end of the first half of this battle among third place finishers, it is Aruba 0, Martinique 2.
Ready now. Ready now. Ready now. Who kick it down? Who lift the dream? Caribbean girls, they never give up. Kick it like a champion, girl, rise up from the sunshine shows we light it up. With dreams in our hearts and strength in our souls. We kick it like a champion, we run the world.
Not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life.
Because we know firsthand the power football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do.
Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour. I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
So again, our coverage is with the kind compliments of the TTFA, the Caribbean Football Union, and our media partner Flow, with assistance or partnering with FIFA, the Women's Development Program, for our officials. So again, another substitution being made, and Chloe Smith is on, or rather Chloe Smith is off at the moment, the number 10, and the number 14 has entered the fray for Aruba. Pedra is on, and they'll be hoping that something gives here, as they have 35 minutes to try to pull back 2 goals and maybe even get a third if they are to get a win here this evening. So here we go with second half action, and it's an opportunity for Aruba really to dig deep here now and try to get something that works, and don't just continue to do the same things that they were doing and expect a different outcome. The Martinican defenders are very mobile, they're very versatile, plus they're quick, and they have been able to recover quickly even from dangerous positions, and they've been able to do just that. Here's Staley, and the goal scorer. She's looking to turn one way then the next, still battling though, and runs into trouble here, and eventually the foul is committed on the palm. So it's not been the easiest of evenings for Aruba. They haven't been able to really prise open the defense with anything clean just yet. Here is Lurdam getting this one in, but again, solid defending, keeping them at bay at the back there. Raffin doing her part as well. Herself and Marcelo have been marshalling that Martinique defense at the heart of the defense, and doing a pretty good job again. Regis just showing too much of the ball and losing out, but this young lady has been here, there and everywhere, Varu, and she's been keeping the pressure on, and there hasn't been much respite for the Arubans. And here is the big fight. That's the goal scorer, Omis. And that's a great ball played out there. And once again, she probably just overran the ball. She was worried so much about the player coming with her. Gabriel Regis just seemed to expose the ball, too much of the ball. She gets it back though. It's a simple ball that she could play. However, she goes to the defense, split in pass to Omis. Omis is on her way again and not able to hold on to it. And now a chance for Aruba. Can they finally get something going? And a good ball. She's looking for the return ball. It's not there. The palm decides to go the other way. And the pass forward is negated. Here is Arno, gets it to Tillian. She plays it down to the left hand. Omis is out there. Guliana, she's already scored. Here's Omis, who has already scored. And this one trickles wide. And again, she mishits it. It might just be because of that heavily bandaged knee that she's carrying there, but you could see the intent. She wants to hit it, wants to kind of curl it into that corner there, but not able to do so. But every time Aruba thinks that they're getting somewhere. Mafiola and midfield is able to help them out. Here is almost once more with a chance, but good defending, coming right across and taking it away and doing a pretty good job of it as well. So Aruba fighting for all its worth here now, but they're not getting anything. Janssen not able to get involved as much as she would like. Through taking downfield, and again look at the coordination at the back there. One misses, the other one cleans up. Marcelo again starring in that defensive unit. Ball thrown in there, and without too much risk, they're able to just put it away. Van der Linde trying to see if she could maybe step forward a little bit more and assist. Let's see if she could get this through into the area. She does throw it in, but nobody reacts to it. However, they may get a bite now, and trying her best there to get her boot on it. I think she might have lost her foot in Tumalan. Another throw. Aruba fighting here, trying to see if they could at least get something, pull one back and make things interesting, and then see if they could get a second one. Ball again thrown in, but nothing doing. They're not able to really get it out of harm's way. And the ball played down quickly. And big tackle, and that's going to be a free kick. And that's kind of like what they want. Trying their best to just to mix things up and see if they can't get something going towards goal. Here is Harms. Can she produce the cross, a telling one, just behind the box? They're so far from the goalkeeper. There's that big alley there. She could get it in there. That's too straight and easily handled by the goalkeeper. She needed to put a little curl on it and bring it back to her teammates who would have been running on towards the goal. But they win it back here with a good opportunity to keep coming forward. But again, Gabriela Regis is able to intercept it. And down that right-hand side goes Talion. She's already scored, and I'm sure she would like to maybe tack on another one. She's had a couple of shots at goal. But hasn't been able to tack on a second one just yet. And here is the ball doesn't go out, so now it's taken over the line, and but it's going to stay with Aruba. So they have really been forced to really dig deep here. Harms and Lideram trying their best to keep things going, but this lady is really a big thorn in their sides now. Not only has she scored a goal, but she's been keeping them honest at the back. Talion. So the floodlights taking full effect now as we're in the night time here at the Aruba Stadium. And it's the night before the players get a day off, and then it's semi-final Friday coming up. So that's when the big guns in the Tier 1, first and second place from groups A and B will crisscross. One plays 2 from A, and one plays one plays 2 from B, so to speak. The winner of Group A will play the second place. Here's a ball in, headed down, but again, Viola is there. Still, they can't get the shot off. and it goes awry. Opportunity now, turns back inside nicely again by Dolan, and trying to get it across there to Regis. Gabriel Regis not able to control it though, but this lady certainly has played a monster game, and Talium goes tumbling over, no foul, still going and trying her best there. Marcelo staying up in the action now, but now she has to get back because, and Talion stays down, and it's that right knee, and that is always the fear, and from somebody who has a anterior cruciate ligament injury, I know what that feels like. She's down, but she's holding the left leg, so that's a good sign. And it's not the right knee, which is heavily strapped. And there her teammates trying to cool her down. Talk about teamwork and support. It just shows you how much they appreciate each other in the Martinican camp. Doesn't matter who scores, as long as they all do well when it's all said and done, and that's so good to see. In fact, too much of our current sport, we don't see enough of that. It's the individual first, and how many likes and clicks you could get, but the whole spirit of the game and the team is sometimes lost. Aruba trying to make some progress, some quick progress, but again, that defense is so well organized at the back that if Marcelo don't bite you, Dolan will get you, and if neither one of them gets you, then Varu on the outside, and in the middle, Raffin will also do some damage. Good opportunity again, but the ball is just a little too tight, and it's cleared away quickly. They're still trying though. That's a good turn, but where does it go after that? Runs into the great wall of red shirts. Aruba still trying, but good anticipation and helping out on the defense. There's Omis. But now there's a chance, and she's going through, fighting for Holsworth, and can't get it through. She does get the shot off, but nothing doing there. They can't get it past Omis, the goalkeeper, and that's the other Omis. And Aruba showing signs here, good positive signs, and just flicked away, brilliant skill, but again, that defense holding tight there. Waru coming back and helping out. So here's a kick, not a particularly good one, but it might still work in their favor. Martinique pushing Aruba back, but Aruba doing well now. They're seeing a lot more of the ball, and in fact they're connecting a little bit more with their passes, which has deserted them, or which deserted them in the first half. But in this period here, they just seem a little better coordinated with their passes and their spacing. So it's a free kick now for Aruba. And it just seems as if Mafolia is she's requiring some treatment. She just went down. It might just be she got in that little melee there, that scrum that they had there. She might have gotten kicked on the ankle or something, and is in some pain. But Aruba certainly anxious to get things started. 48 minutes gone. Sure, they're keen to keep things flowing. And Martinique now preparing to make a couple changes, and they obviously keen to give some of their bench players a little run out here, maybe a little 15 minutes, 20 minutes as the case may be. And after some instructions, it looks as if Leerdam is heading into the area. Hopefully she might be able to get at the end of a cross in there. She just has to stay onside though. Here's a kick towards goal, caught by the goalkeeper on the second attempt. Leerdam was trying to pounce. She saw the bubble, but it was plucked out of the air by Omis on the second attempt. So nice sequence for Aruba, but again Martinique changing ends quickly, still pressuring, and eventually they'll get a free kick. So here is the kick being taken by Harms, and the goalkeeper bobbled it, and look at who's there. It's one stopper to the next, and almost getting in there is Leerdam, and that's plucked out of the air to deny them. So here are some of the changes. So Talion is off. Also coming off is Waru. She's had a monster game at that right wing back position. And also getting a bit of a breather, the Mafiola. And coming on in her place is number 15. I'll give you the names now. Sinner is coming on, number 15. And she is on, as is the number 7, Lenogri. Lenogio, and also coming on in the with shirt number 14, Boutard. And also preparing to make a change. It looks as if Kuidama is going to come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Aruba. Entering the game is number 18, Natushka Kuidama. In the game, number 5, Ariana van der Linden.
So here is the cross coming towards goal, but again it's off target. So Kuidama is on and Van der Linde is off. So the number 18 is on in place of the number 5. And they're blowing hot and cold sometimes, Aruba. At times they look brilliant, and then at other times they just turn the ball over for no good reason. And but again, it's 14-year-olds, so you expect that with them. Like I said, sometimes it's just the fatigue factor coming into play. They're just mentally worn out at the moment, some of them, and as a result they're not able to give of their best. Because throw in again, ball played back. That's a good ball back, and an opportunity for them to keep control of it. Turning Arnaud, thinking about a shot straight at the goalkeeper. The rebound though is running away from her, but she follows it nicely, Raphael, and tidies up. But here again is a big dead. Leerdam almost caught in possession right in her area. But again, Martinique tackling the ball. Omis gets it in, and it's still ping-ponging close to the area. And now eventually it's cleared away, but we do have a player down for Martinique, and that looked like Omis, the goal scorer, Guliana Omis. She stays down, the ball is coming across, and the goalkeeper again has to recover on the second attempt. So all of a sudden the game has picked up steam with 53 minutes gone, and Omis is finally going to get some attention. The scorer of the second goal is having her leg sprayed. She's obviously in some discomfort, and she's been running all evening long. And again, like I said, it's remarkable that these young ladies have been able to stay on their feet under these conditions for as many games as they have. It's really just a testament to their will and determination, and also the pride that they have in representing their nations. So full credit to them, each and every one of them. Of course, some are better developed than others, that's understandable, but it doesn't take anything away from the effort that they've been putting in. We've seen big ones, small ones, very short ones, tall ones, you name it. They've all been there fighting for what it's worth. And like I said, when it's all said and done, they will in fact be better off for a tournament like this, because they've been able to showcase their talent and of course gain confidence from their display. Whether they win or lose is sometimes not the be all and end all of it, but an opportunity for them to really show what they are capable of. So 2-0 to Martinique, both in the first half, but they haven't been able to add to it in the second half just yet. Thalys Talian, who has been substituted, she's opened the scoring in the 11th, and Guliana Omis in the 26th. And here's Omis fighting again, still going, trying to get the ball in, and it just runs away. And it's been cleared by Aruba. Aruba still trying their best though. They're fighting for all it's worth. And now coming forward a little bit more. You're seeing here Puffin. And she's certainly seeing a lot more of the ball. But this is the lady, Marcelo, who's been dominating on defense. Plays another lovely ball there, leading her into the space. But again, it's asking an awful lot for Arno and company to get there. Ball thrown in quickly again. George Regis looking to play it on. Still has possession. Gets the ball across. Here is Omis, but it bounces once, and it's an easy take for the goalkeeper. So as time ticks away, and Aruba fighting for something positive, and a goal will be the best tonic for them. And it's just not happening for them, as this very sturdy and well-organized defense by Martinique continues to excel. So 2-0 as this phase of the tournament actually ends for some of these teams. And then it's on to a big day on Friday, semi-final Friday. That one is left there. That's a great ball, but again, look at the speed of you-know-who coming across there and taking care of business. And, for long stretches, Dolan and the company, they've done an amazing job. And that's not going to hurt one bit, because they're so well organized at the back, and they might actually win this one. And they have numbers up. If they could only get a handle on it, she might be offside. She is offside. And staying up there and hoping, lead on. Maybe that was what the coach was telling her. Maybe you stay up there and see if you can get off a couple of cracks at goal. And see if you can get us back in this game. So she has moved into attack right now. And I'm sure they'll try to get it to her. And once they're able to do that, I'm sure she could really hit the ball with some authority and with precision. Aruba trying to keep possession, but it then breaks down for them. So this is what they want. They want to get Le Dame into an advanced position and see if they can't get it on her head, or just get her to attack it. Here's the ball played in. It's deflected. And that's going to be a corner kick to Aruba. So they are fighting here, trying to see if they could get something. Sinner not letting her opponent go. Here is Angela trying to provide something. We see two Aruban players go down in the area. And again, it is Ludam who is there at that near post. I'm sure the referee will keep close tabs on them. But they're not letting her move. She's double teamed at that near post. And I think Martinique recognized that she's up into attack now, primarily for that purpose. And to see if she could win something, but the ball just not cooperating for Aruba at the moment. It's been a tough ask for Aruba. They're up against a Martinique team that just seems like they want it a little bit more. And it's been that way all evening long. And every time they feel like they have a little foot in, Martinique finds a way to just shut the door on them. And that makes their lives so much more difficult. And now here is Ludam trying to turn. And they really need her on the inside to see if she can't get a shot off. I think that's really what they want her up there for, or maybe get a head on some cross or crosses. That will work for her. Here she is again. Although she's fairly tall, she's very skillful. She's comfortable with the ball at her feet. Now a chance here, but again, look at the pace coming across there, Dolan, and taking it away, but she gives it right back. And here's, guess what? When you get past one, Marcelo is there almost always, marshalling that defense for Martinique. And this time she miskicks, but it's still safe. It goes back to the goalkeeper. And she does have a teammate wide. She could easily have played it to her. But like I said, I think the fatigue factor is working against some of these players right now. They're just tired. And you see them just kicking the ball and not really passing the ball. There's a shot, but again, it was well wide of the mark. So more frustration for Aruba. They trail by 2-0. And really, this is a battle of third-place teams. So neither one of these teams had, I suppose, the tournament that they would have been expecting. But nevertheless, they get a chance to probably get a win here today. And it looks like Martinique are the ones who are trying to claim it. Good turn. And De Palm trying her best to get around her opponent, and then having to fight to get it away, concedes a throw-in. It's been that kind of a day for Aruba. It's not one that they will relish talking about much. That's a little too tight. Now here is Lerdam getting it back. She's probably just a little too close to the action. After she releases the ball, she needs to just give herself some space and time where she could get to the back of the defenders and create problems. Right now, it's very difficult for her where she's fit. That ball is going to stay in, and it just goes over. And it just looks as if she gave up just as she saw it getting close to the end line. And she just, you could see her there holding her shirt in her hands there, wondering, why didn't I just keep going? So it's going to be Aruba's ball now. And again, So everything now is being done in hurry-up mode by Aruba. They need a goal here. They need one desperately to get back in this game. But this Martinican defense is still not relenting. Oh, that's a great ball. Now, if she looks up, she could see to her right that there is support out there. She might get it. Omes is going. Can she get the shot? She's being harassed. And it just doesn't stop for her. Actually, it's not Omes. And it's coming on there is Lenogu. Good ball. Hook back here. Chance again. And Gabriel Regis loses out. But she may win it back. Unfairly, though, says the referee. And Kenisha Prescott ends the attack for Martinique with the blast of the whistle. And 64 and a half minutes gone. Time really against Aruba now. And but more importantly, they need to figure out how they're going to score one and then a second goal and try to get themselves back in the way. This will help, or does it? The ball went out, and again, that whistle sounds at an inopportune time for Aruba. Just as they seem to be gathering ahead of steam, they kind of lose out. This one played in, and might just fall there. Can she get the ball inside? Plays the ball across, but behind her teammate, and they're fighting now, but that's a bad tackle. The referee says play on, and now she's going to blow the whistle to indicate that it is an infringement, and I don't think even the Arubans could complain about that too much. It was a late challenge, and Dolan doesn't even want to touch it. But she's played a tough game. She's been very efficient, full of running, and very disruptive. And just played up there, but again, look at red shirts. Wherever the ball is, they're finding numbers around the ball. That's another foul throw. And so they're really shooting themselves in the foot here somewhat. Aruba, if they just take their time and just slow it down a little bit, give them opportunities. And so Omis is out. And Gabriel Regis is also out. So coming in now is a number 17, Montanidi. And also coming in is number 13, Leonette Largen. So Martinique in control here, leading 2-0, trying to get a third. They might get it here, but again, that control is just not what is required. And now here comes the young lady, Lard, and she needs to do something for her team. And right now, out in the extremities of the field is not where they want her. They really need her to be finishing some of the play. But once she's out there making passes, it means she's away from the goal. And this is more like it. They need her now to come into the area and try to make a height, use a height to good effect. Another free kick to Aruba. 67, almost 68 minutes gone. And we have another player going down in the area. We've seen that before. Here is the kick, a low one. And just bubbling around there, but none of them are falling to you-know-who. And here's a chance, but again, just eluding. This looked like it was DePalm who was trying to get there, and nothing doing. So time running out on Aruba now. Goalkeeper looking for somebody to pass it to. I think her teammates just need to get closer to her so she could pass the ball to them and make it count. Here again, trying to cut. That could be a penalty. Yes, the referee says it was a bad tackle, almost wrapping her legs around there, and that time Marcelo got caught in possession, and that's because the distance the ball had to travel to get to her, and she couldn't control it. In fact, it wasn't Marcelo, but instead it was Puffin, and she then wrapped her legs around the attacker, and the referee had no choice but to blow the whistle. So in the 69th minute of play, Aruba has a penalty. And a chance here for them to pull one back. So we wait. Can she put this away? And she does. It's sort of scant consolation though, but the Hams scores it, and that should give them a little bit of hope. Aliyah Hams.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Aruba in minute 77, scored by number 4, Aliyah Hams.
So 2-1 now, so maybe we might be in for a fanatic finish. Here's Hams again on defense now, but this time she loses out and going in. Can they get the cross in? She tries to hook it back, and it's just too tight when she had a teammate looking unmarked at the back post, and all she had to do was get some power on the ball. So now we have 3 minutes of added on time. And again, pushing hard there, but the referee will blow the whistle for offsides. I think she was offsides long before she scampered into the area. Nevertheless, better late than never with the whistle, Martinique would say. So 2-1. Are we in for a little bit of drama here at the end? Can Aruba pull one back and share the spoils here? Still, Martinique, they made a string of changes, so it's really a question now, can these changes bear fruit? That's a great ball, and on her way to goal, can she get the shot off? She's pushing, and then just looking to, almost trying to find a foot to kick the ball, and in the end, she did neither, and Sinner is not happy. It should be a corner kick, and Martinique, they're going to take their time. They're not in any hurry at all to take this kick. And it looks like going over to take it is going to be Larjan. And Aruba is just spotting the ball for them. They want play to continue here to resume as quickly as possible. 2-1 now. Martinique scored 2 in the first half and couldn't add to it. Aruba pulled one back. Now here's a chance. The ball's still in the area, and that is still bouncing around, and it's going to be a goal kick. So can they quickly get it upfield? They have to hurry now, Aruba. Everything is in warp speed for them now. This could be dying moments here, and they cannot afford to lose it in this part of the field. Get it up to their opponents, and or get it up rather to their teammates away from their opponents. Now, a chance here, and a throw and goal. Can she get it past the keeper? And she misses the target. Well, when she had 2 yellow shirts running on the inside, if she could have just gotten it across, they might have been in business as well. But she kept going and couldn't find it. So there is the final whistle to signal the end of this encounter. Kuidama with that effort, but 2-1 is how this one ends in favor of Martinique. So they won the battle of third place teams, and I suppose justifiably so, as they certainly looked the part early on and they had their opponents covered. Here are some of the highlights. Early on, Aruba, and that's a big tackle again coming in there to end that one. Lovely ball played in, a bad mistake, and there she was, right on spot to make it 1-0 to Liz Talian, and just like that it was 1-0. That was a tough tackle coming from behind there, and for a moment it looked as if Lear might have been in some problems, and then this ball, well played, Talian with the assist, and at the back post there was Guliana Omis to make it 2-0 in the 26th minute. And again, Talian trying again from distance, just not able to get it on target. Then in the second half, we saw Aruba trying to get something going, nothing working for them. And just they kept probing until eventually this happened. It bounced, it played and bounced out to, jumped out to the keeper's hands, but she was able to grab it back quickly, and Harms was denied. And this time, a bad tackle there coming from Raffin, and Harms made no mistake this time, drilled it home, but it was too little, too late. 2-1 is how it ended, and a little huffing and puffing. They had another breakaway here, and Quidama had a chance, but her shot too straight, too wide, and that was it. 2-1 is how this one ended in favor of Martinique over Aruba. Okay, we're chatting here with Taylise Dayan, of course, the player of the game, scorer of the first goal and provider of the second. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm great, and I thank my parents and my equipe.
And your teammates.
Yeah, and
I know she's just struggling. You can speak it in French. Go ahead, say it, and I'll get her to translate.
Et je souhaiterais remercier toute mon équipe et je souhaite gros bisous à ma famille parce que je sais qu'il y a encore qui me regardent derrière la caméra. Mes amis, ma famille et tout le monde qui sont présents avec moi ainsi que toute la Martinique parce que je suis fière de la représenter.
She would like to thank everybody who is watching right now at the TV, her family, her friends, big kisses at home. And yeah, she's really proud of all her teammates and it's together they did it.
It certainly is. A win is a win. But how do you feel about the team's performance overall throughout the tournament?
Une victoire est une victoire, mais comment est-ce que tu te sens par rapport à tout le tournoi en général, votre performance?
Alors, je me sens quand même bien parce que c'est pas parce qu'on a eu des défaites qu'on peut pas être content. On m'a toujours dit qu'il faut toujours apprendre de ses erreurs et c'est la meilleure phrase qu'il faut se dire. Il faut méditer cette phrase et c'est ça qui m'a permis de remonter tout ça.
She feels quite good about all the tournament because even if they didn't win all the time, they learned about it. They could move forward due to their faults they made, and yeah, it's what helped her to get over this and to continue all the time.
Okay, well, congratulations again and well done.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go, folks. The player of the game. Okay, go ahead. And no doubt one to look forward to as she and her Martinican teammates celebrate a big victory here, the battle of third place, as they turn back Aruba by 2-1. It got real interesting down to the end there. So that's the situation from us here for today. And of course, we have the day off tomorrow, but we'll be back here on Friday with semi-final action. We hope you could join us then. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, for making it possible, just as we thank the Caribbean Football Union for their role in putting on this tournament. And of course, our media partner Flo for taking our signals throughout the world and even back to Martinique, as she just mentioned there, where they must be viewing with great adoration for their youngsters. And of course, FIFA for ensuring that our officials are well trained and performing and improving as they go along. So that's the situation from us here at the Aruba Stadium as we leave you in this battle for third place. Martinique are the ones celebrating beating Aruba by 2-1.
Not simply about how many games you win, but more about how many lives you touch. This is why we do it.
Because football is life. Because we know firsthand the power of football can positively change lives.
Because there's nothing else we'd rather do.
Because our hearts beat football.
Because there's nothing quite like representing your country.
For the love of the game.
Por el amor.
Pour l'amour. I'd leave the war.
For the love of the beautiful game.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
not simply about how many games you win.